Hey, hi. Hello. Hello, Charlene. Oh, you got a badge. Hey, hi. Hello, everyone. Okay, so this is the first compo we'll be looking at first. The frog teacher, right? So when the frog teacher comes to mind, it's actually a pretty interesting composition title, right? Because not everyone would have known the the context of the story. All right. So hello, who is this? Phineas and Ferb. Oh, Phineas is here. I see. Okay, hello, Phineas. Okay, I believe this is originated from the cartoon series, right? Okay, hi. Okay, hello. Just wait for more people to join. Okay, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Your number one badge got taken away by Phineas and Ferb. Okay, welcome, everyone. Okay, so let's start off with the story. Okay, shall we? The sweltering sun at noon seared down, baking the fields to a dreary brown. In the classroom, the ceiling fans whirled briskly, keeping the humidity at bay. Okay, recently it's been pretty humid, right, in Singapore. The teacher's monotonous voice droned on and on as the students assiduously copied down the notes on the whiteboard. John sat at his desk, trying to concentrate on the teacher's words. He abhorred lessons, especially science lessons. He could never make head or tail of the wonders of the natural world. The teacher was explaining about frogs today. John grimaced in disgust. Why would someone want to learn about slimy, ugly frogs? His lackluster attitude for the subject spilled over to a dreary expression on his face. Suddenly, a smile crept across John's face. Unable to control himself, an impromptu giggle escaped from his lips. The shadow loomed over him before he even realized it. John gulped down the saliva that had pooled in his mouth and slowly lifted his eyes. There, standing in front of him, was Mrs. Frodo, the science teacher. Her face was contorted in an angry scowl as she glared derisively at him through her small circular glasses. Your exercise book is all blank. You haven't been copying down what I said at all, Mrs. Frodo screeched. What's so funny? I demand to know. John shook his head fervently and clamped his mouth shut rigidly. I insist you share the joke with the whole class, Mrs. Frodo pushed on adamantly, refusing to let John off the hook. John stared at the ground and garbled something in a low voice. Louder, cried Mrs. Frodo. Frodo the frog, John shouted at the top of his voice. I thought that your name sounds like the frog that you were teaching in class. The whole class erupted into wild hilarity, except for Mrs. Frodo, whose face had turned as red as molten lava. John had a foreboding sense that he was in trouble, great trouble. He could only pray that his punishment came swift and quick. Okay, while I was reading all of these, Phineas and Ferb and Shalene are fighting for the number one badge together, right? So right now, leading is Shalene and following up is Phineas and Ferb, 67. Okay, so let's see who will get the number one badge all the way to the end of the life, right? It's probably Shalene. Okay, let's see over here. So these are the power words, right? Sweltering sun at noon, baking the fields, whirled briskly, keeping the humidity at bay. Okay, monotonous voice droned on and on, assiduously copied down the notes, aboard, make head or tail. Grimaced in disgust. Dreary expression. A smile crept. A smile crept across John's face. Impromptu giggle escaped from his lips. Shadow loomed over him. Okay, high classic to contemporaries. You can DM us if you have any queries. Right. Okay, moving on down below. Let's go to the first question. Okay, the scorching sun at noon seared down blank. Okay, what is the first answer? Okay, what is the first answer for this? Okay, what is the first answer for this? The scorching sun at noon seared down. Okay. Oh, bulldog ramen. Right, bulldog ramyeon. Yes, samyang. Can't give up while eating your bulldog noodles. Oh, I see. Wow, you're making me crave it too, Charlene. Right, who doesn't love bulldog ramen? Okay, question number 1, guys. Okay, baking the fields to a dreary brown, right? Baking the fields to a dreary brown, which means that they make the grass wilt, right, into like brown colored soil, like because when grass wilts, they generally lose color, right? Losing life. So it's like losing color. Okay, moving on. In the classroom, the ceiling fans whirled briskly. Okay, what is the next answer? Keeping? Right, keeping what? Okay, keeping the humidity at bay. Right, keeping the humidity at bay. So number 3 is correct for this question. Keeping the humidity at bay. Question number 3. He could never make blank of the wonders of the natural world. Okay, he could never make blank of the wonders of the natural world. Question number 3. Hello Kira, very long time no see. Welcome to our live today. Okay, so we are still doing PSLE compo and vocabulary. Okay, he could never make blank of the wonders of the natural world. Yes, head or tail, right? This is the only answer that actually makes more sense. Okay, so it's head or tail. Question number 4. The teacher was explaining about frogs today. John blank. Okay, John grunted in protest. Right, question number 4. Okay, about frogs, right? So this actually may be more disgusting compared to being protesting, right? So the actual answer is actually grimaced in disgust. Yes. Okay, because this is referring to the context of the composition that we read previously over here, right? So I believe that getting an answer wrong is just out of context, and there's no need to worry about that because some of the answers are really close by where you can get it wrong as well, right? Because the meanings are around the same. So the shadow blanked him before he even realized it. Okay, shadow. Right, the shadow blanked him. Okay, the shadow blanked him. Okay, thank you guys for sharing the live. Yes, the shadow loomed over him. Yes, that is correct. Because looming over is like the clouds loomed over someone, right? Means to become hovering over the person, right? So it's loomed over. Okay, question number 6. John gulped down the saliva that had blanked his mouth and slowly lifted his eyes. Okay, John gulped down the saliva that had blanked his mouth. Okay, so question number 6. Yes, okay, pulled in his mouth, right? Definitely, because it's all the saliva that gathered, right? Question number 7. Her face was blank as she looked down at him through her small circular glasses. Okay, her face was blank as she looked down at him. Okay, so this is actually the teacher's face, right? Because she loomed over him. So what was her face in? This is a little trickier. Okay, definitely not convulsed in an awkward shape, because your face cannot be in an awkward shape. Alright, so what will it be for question number 7? One. Yes, actually 1 is correct, Kira. Very well done. Right, even not knowing the context. Yes, contorted in an angry scowl. Question number 8. John blanked and clamped his mouth shut. Right, John blanked and clamped his mouth shut. Okay, question number 7. Question number 8. Okay. 2. Right, question number 8. Turned his head around ardently and clamped his mouth shut. Okay, for this case, out of context again, right, actually 2 and 4 are quite similar, but for the composition answer, right, we actually use number 4. Okay, so don't need to worry about this. Number 2 is actually a possible answer as well, given without the context. Okay, the last 2 questions of compo related context. Okay, the class erupted into wild laughter. Yes, that is correct, because laughing loudly, right? Definitely not roared in mockery. Okay, John had a blank that he was in trouble. Great trouble. Okay, so John had a blank that he was in trouble. Okay, what trouble? 1 or 4? Yes, actually for this case it is a foreboding sense, right? Very well done. Answer is number 1. Okay, moving on. This part don't require any context. Okay, so it just is more related to your own knowledge on vocabulary. Okay, so you take a look at this. Right, for the future of blank. Right, future of what? Right, for the future of blank. Okay, for the future of humanity. Yes. Okay, very well done. Humanity. Okay, question number 2. During the summer months, the blank in the air makes everyone yearn for a swim. Hello, Charlene. Are you done with your budak ramen? The humidity. Yes, Kira. Very well done. Humidity. Blank is a virtue to have. What is a virtue to have? Hello, what is E? There is no option E over here. Stilfer X. Okay. Just kidding. Humility is a virtue to have. Yes, humility is correct. And lastly, for question number 4. After the voting session, the decision is the best as it was agreed with unanimity, right? Because this means to be all of us agreeing together, right? So unanimous agreement. Okay, question number 5. Right, it's question number 5. Okay. Terence blanked when his mother disrupted the game. Unanimously. Yes, it is the same. It's just different. Unanimity is a noun form, unanimously is an adverb. See, grumbled in annoyance. Okay, for this part over here, right? This segment over here, there's a lot of answers that are very close by to each other. Okay, so for the first question, right? Let's leave it blank first because we are unsure that which is the correct answer, right? So for next, the whole class blank when Miss Yet wanted to make everyone write 20 compositions. This is definitely B, right? Growled in reluctance. Okay, we all blank when we had to wade through the slime, right, to get to the other slide. So this case, it definitely has to be disgusting, right? So it's grimace in disgust. Leaving us with A and C. The cleaner blank when we accidentally stepped on the floor that had just been mopped. Right, the cleaner. Is it grumbled in annoyance or grunted in protest? Okay, C, yes, which leaves us with A for this. Terence grunted in protest. You did, from the spice from the budak ramen. Which flavor did you eat? Okay. Did you eat budak ramen? Yes, Shalene ate budak ramen and she was still spamming likes. Okay, let's go on to question number 9. There is no entry sign here, so entry to this place is blank. April warned her best friend. Okay, entry to this place is blank. Right. Forbidden, yes. Okay, forbidden, correct. The storm was brewing in the distance, and the grey skies gave everyone a blank sense of the impending bad weather. A foreboding sense, yes. Okay. Responsible pet owners should never blank their pets. Okay, responsible pet owners. Hello, Tea Flower, welcome back. Oh, you're on time still, right? Just doing a slight recap. Yes, forsake their pets. Okay, and lastly, right, practice method of foretelling the future. Okay, because last but not least, we have A. Okay, moving on to this. Okay, Janet really blanked the boring ballet lessons where the classical music just seemed to blank. Okay, bye-bye, Kira. Okay, so she really blanked the boring ballet lessons. Right. H, aboard. Right, yes. That is correct. Moving on. Just seemed to blank, so her attitude was always blank. Yes, drone on and on. Okay, this is just a very brief recap of our previous session, right? And lastly, the blank. I believe you still remember the answer, right? K, yes, lackluster. Okay, answer is lackluster. Seeing that his mother's face was already blank, Ivan chose to blank and stop retorting her. Okay, seeing that mother's face was already blank. Definitely, there's only one possible answer, right? G and J, yes. Wow, very fast. K, G, and J. Third, justice has long arms. The police will not let the outlaws who robbed the bank blank. They have been working blank on the case. A and B, bank off the hook. Right. They have been working assiduously on the case. Yes. Blank broke out in the class when Kelvin blanked a nonsensical answer to the mathematics teacher, and his response infuriated the teacher so much that she blanked at him. Okay, so for this case, the answer will be E, C, and last but not least, F, right? Glared derisively at him. Yes, E, C, and F. Yes. Very well done. Okay, so moving on to our next exercise. Here we have, okay, the wrestler blanked his opponent up like a sack of potatoes and threw him off the platform in victory. Okay, the wrestler blanked his opponent up. Where are the rest of the students? Probably eating dinner right now, right? What about you, Tea Flower? Have you eaten your dinner, or are you still waiting to eat your dinner? Okay, one is A, yes. Okay, heaved his opponents. Heaved his opponents. Okay, the boys leaped from the boulder and dived into the refreshing water which blanked from a waterfall. You had your dinner. How about me? No, I haven't had my dinner. Okay, I will have my dinner after the live. 2 is C. Okay, so yes, right, which cascaded from a waterfall. Right, cascaded. Okay, dived into the refreshing water which cascaded from a waterfall. Having been imprisoned for 3 months in the enemy's camp, the man blanked on the feast in front of him. Okay, he was imprisoned, right? So he was depleted of resources. So number 3 is B, gorge on the feast. And lastly, water trickled from the leaking pipe. Okay, very well done, Tea Flower. Okay, question number 5. The stall holder saw red when a customer refused to pay for his food. Blank him of unhygienic practices. He blanked him of unhygienic practices. Question number 5. Yes, it's actually accusing, right? Accusing him because of unhygienic practices. He refused to pay for the food without proper evidence, right? With the tough competition, the sales representatives hit the streets and began blank the ignorant tourists. Okay, question 6, accosting. Question number 6, yes, okay, it is accosting. The inspiration seeker is an advocate of blank, a campaign of love and people. Okay, question number 7. Okay, what do you do? Campaign. Do you convulse a campaign or do you wage a campaign? Okay, this is slightly trickier. Okay, take some time to think about it if you need to. Okay, do you wage a campaign or do you convulse a campaign? 7B, unblock. Wow, what does unblock mean? Okay, yes, waging is correct because you can wage a campaign, wage a war, right? The comedian poured a bucket of ice down his friend's back before convulsing into laughter, right? So for lastly, question number 8, it definitely has to be 8. Okay, before convulsing into laughter. Yes, that is right, Tea Flower. Question 9. Question 9. Mrs. Lim launched into a blank when she saw her favorite vase shatter. Okay, she launched into a blank. Launch into a vocals. Oh, 10 is 8. Oh, so you are doing the rest of the questions, then going back to question number 9. Okay. Her extensive range of vocals. Yes. Okay. Question number 10 is 8. The judge finally agreed to the blank of the courts after a review of the new evidence. Okay, so for question 11, yes, it is the exhumation. Okay, exhumation. 12, with the principal's address, which lastly brings us to question number 9. Mrs. Lim launched into a tirade. I think got a bit of lag. Yes, we often have lags during our lives. Somehow, the network over here is not very consistent with us. So occasionally there will be lags, like feedbacks from the students that have that is like lagging. You are dying. No, Charlene, don't die. What is going on? Is it from the spice from the budak ramen? You are still eating the ramen. I see. Definitely, this budak ramen is not for everyone, right? The spice tolerance. Take it slow, yes. Slowly, right? Drink water. Get your drinks, right? Okay? Do not put so much sauce if you know that your spice tolerance is not high for budak ramen, right? Or else you actually feel that your tongue goes numb when you're eating those noodles. Okay, exercise 3. Okay. Dave blanked as he stomped back to the house. It was not his fault that had caused the accident. He knew he was blank when his mother learns that his new bicycle was beyond repair. Okay, so Dave blanked, right? As he stomped back to the house. Okay, this is actually a keyword. Okay, braced. Not really, but we can move on to the next blank first, right? Shall we? He knew he was blank. Right? Oh, yes. Okay, they fumed because he's angry and he's stomping, right? So this represents that he is angry. He fumed as he stomped back to the house. It was not his fault that had caused the accident. He knew he was blank when his mother learns that new bicycle was beyond repair. Yes, he knew he was doomed for, right? GG already. Okay, so the answer is G. Yes. His hope for a much blank new PlayStation was now gone too. You can take a lot of spice, Shalene. Okay, that is good. That's why you buy times 3. Is there a times 3 budak ramen? Okay, C. A much desired, right? Okay, question number 3, yes, C. Okay, question 2. Blank must be smiling on me today. This is actually a little phrase that we can use in our compositions, right? So for this, yes, Lady Luck, right? Lady Luck is helping you, right? Right, so Lady Luck is smiling on you. Means that it's actually a good day. Okay, the gambler thought gleefully as he followed the guard. He was blanked into a private room located far away from the main casino. Okay, so what is this? Ushered. Yes, he was ushered, right? And lastly, the gambler's face fell when he entered. Waiting for him inside was Blank, the notorious gang leader. Okay, yes, was none other than, right? No one else but him. Okay, question 3. Blank, and yet Peter had not returned with reinforcements. Okay, so H. Seconds stretched into minutes. Yes, that is correct because he had not returned yet, right? There, everyone is waiting for him. Okay, Nick knew he was on his own now as he blanked. H then K braced himself, yes, braced himself for the next attack. And last 2 questions. The old man was blanked repeatedly with a blunt object and suffered a concussion. The robber who had committed this crime should be severely punished. B then D. Yes, that is correct. Okay, B then D. Okay, so let's go and see the compo that has all of these power words over here, right? So from the top, right, this compo is actually about the vending machine. Okay, so over here, all I want is a drink, right? A mere drink. I yelled as I pounded the vending machine. It shook under the impact of my fist. Life is never fair. I fumed as I kicked the machine once more, making the drinks inside rattle. I had just been released from soccer practice. Sweaty and tired, I decided to get a drink to quench my thirst. However, all the canteen stalls were closed as it was already late and the vending machine was my last hope. With eager anticipation, I slotted a $1 coin into the coin slot and pushed the button. I believe most of you have used a vending machine before, right? Okay, wow. Hello, Zim Zam Zom. Thank you for the gift. Okay, after a few seconds, nothing happened. Surprised and annoyed, I slotted another $1 coin into this coin slot, but still, nothing happened. Infuriated by the fact that I had just wasted $2 worth of pocket money, and frustrated that things never went my way, I rammed my fist straight at the machine. Okay, means that you just punch it straight into the machine. Please do not do this to public property. Right. Soon, I began kicking the machine viciously, a string of expletives escaping from my lips. My knuckles were turning red and sore from the punching. Let's hope I'll bash this machine till all the drinks tumble out. Just at that moment, I heard a soft rumble coming from within the machine. I stopped. My breath hitched in my throat. Suddenly, an avalanche of canned drinks cascaded from the machine and out from the opening. My curse had become a reality. I stood rooted to the ground, with my mouth agape in shock. How was I supposed to clear up this mess, let alone discreetly? Curious and astonished stares from the nearby students bore through me. My cheeks felt as though that they were on fire. Picking up the desired drink, I scurried off, not wanting to be accused of committing that heinous crime. So this is where the heinous came from in practice 3, right? What happened there? Who's responsible for this? A thunderous voice boomed across the entire canteen. It belonged to none other than our discipline master, Mr. Tong. Lady Luck was not with me that day as accusing fingers pointed in my direction, bellowing at the top of his lungs for me to come back. I had little choice but to follow his commands. I could practically see puffs of smoke emerging from his ears and nose. This is just a description, right? He definitely can't see it. This is a description for anger. Not waiting for any explanation on my part, he started berating me for damaging school property. I knew nothing I say or do would make a difference now. Once Mr. Tong started on his tirade, I was doomed for. Then grabbing me by the ear, I was led off to the principal's office. Waiting outside the principal's office was the worst moment of my life. Seconds stretched into minutes as time crawled by. Butterflies fluttered in my stomach as I strained my ears, trying to hear what was going on within the torture chamber. Without warning, the doors burst open and I was ushered in. Blood drained from my face when I realized the principal, Mr. Lee, was on the phone with my parents. I knew my fate had been decided and braced myself to take the flak. Okay, yes, so definitely too bad, right? For who asked him to punch the vending machine for all the bottles to come back, right? So look, based on this situation, right, all of the power words over here can be used in many different contexts of like compositions, right? So if you go and take a look at the highlighted words over here, right, you fumed, right? Mother fumed, teacher fumed, right? My friend was fuming with anger, right? That is what we always use. Okay, I had just been released, okay, with eager anticipation, right? Eagerly anticipating for the school trip, eagerly anticipating for our family trip, right? Just very excited for it. Okay, things never went my way. This happens to a lot of people, right? Why can't things go our way, right? Sometimes you wonder, oh, why can't this go the way I want to, or why is nothing ever going right? Okay, so This is a very good phrase for you to use in your composition. Okay, to increase the content and language scores. Right. Kicking machine viciously. Cause life is unfair. You are right, Shalene. That is absolutely right because life is unfair. Okay? Things never goes our way, right? Cause life is unfair. Very good for you to point that out. Right? Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, a string of expletives escaping from my lips. Hello, Zil. Hello, Zim Zam Zom. Hello, everyone. Hi. Okay, I heard a soft rumble. Okay, this is just a sound description. Okay. Wow, thank you for sending the rose. Okay, hello Zim Zim Zom. So how are all of you celebrating your holidays, right? How are all of you doing your school holidays? Finally done reading from Buddha. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's great to hear as well, Shalene. Okay, how are all of you doing in the holidays, right? What have you been up to? Right, what did all of you do today? Right? Any of you go out with your friends? Can't wait for Spotify Rap. You are right, Ozil, right? I'm also really excited about it. I wonder which song will be my top. Play games, Zim Zam Zom. Play games again. Genshin Impact again. Right. So what songs do all of you listen to these days, right? What would your top song on Spotify be? Or maybe not Spotify, but a song that you always listen to. Maybe at home, in the car, on the bus. Right. You went to school to collect your books. Oh, for next year, is it, Shalene? Is it for your primary 6 books? All the textbooks that you need for P6? Blue by Yung Kai, so amazing. Oh, I have to check that song out. Actually, never heard it before. Okay, I will take note of that. Right, Blue by Yung Kai. What language is it? Blue. Okay, let me just add that to my list. Okay, thank you Zim Zom for the recommendation. I'm gonna listen to that later. Right, after the live. I'll go and listen to it and I'll tell you about the review after I listen to it on the next live. Apatu, Die with a Smile. All Bruno Mars, Shalene. All about Bruno Mars, right? All the songs, the new songs from Bruno Mars. Shalene, do you know Blue? It's an English song. What about you, Ozil? What is your top song? Right, any song recommendations? Right, I think I need more songs. You are a huge fan of Bruno Mars. Every Taylor Swift song. So Ozil is a Swiftie. Did you go to the concert this year? He said Blue. Oh, you are a huge fan of Blue. Or what? No, I'm talking about Ozil, right? Oh, you didn't get tickets this year. Oh no, it's okay. We can always watch her online, right? Oh, you are a Swiftie and a Bruno Mars fan. Okay, interesting. So all of you are very updated on the popular songs, right? The song name is Blue. Okay, Zim Zim Zom. That gives me more ideas to add to my playlist, right? More songs to add to my playlist. I got, but I couldn't go.